Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be doing the first video for this channel, and it's going to be a review of Naruto Shippuden episode 489. I believe is the actual episode. I'm not sure what the number is precisely, but I believe that's it. And Shikamaru is the main focal point of these next few episodes. We just got done with the Sasuke arc, where it's just about him, primarily about him. And now we get to see primarily about Shikamaru, which is cool. Shikamaru is my second favorite character, Kakashi being the first. And I do hope we get to see the Kakashi, I believe it's Kakashi Shinden or whatever. It's basically just the side story, if you don't know. That's what they're doing all these from. These are separate books by, I believe they're all by the Kishimoto. And that's where all these character arcs are coming from at the moment. Sasuke has his own, and I know Kakashi has one, and I guess Shikamaru has one too, which is where this is coming from. I'm really not all well versed in those kind of things, but we saw Sasuke's, which is pretty badass, because Sasuke is maybe my third or fourth, maybe, favorite character. But, to be honest, I almost like that new guy Fushin better than I like Sasuke for some reason. I don't know why I liked Fushin as much as I did, but I did. Couldn't help it. But anyway, now we get to see Shikamaru's perspective. And at the beginning of the episode, Shikamaru is just going through his paperwork that he does for Hokage Kakashi. And you can see he's kind of tired, he's kind of burned out, he's irritated with his assistant or whatever Kakashi has for him. And Kakashi, he sees that and he feels like he's burdening Shikamaru with a lot, so he tries to help. And, he asks him to go for dinner. And that was cool to see. I kind of wish Shikamaru had gone actually and eaten dinner with Kakashi, because you don't ever really see interaction between just Kakashi and another character other than maybe Sasuke or Sakura or Naruto. He pretty much only interacts with his own team one-on-one. So it would have definitely been cool to see that, but the thing that Shikamaru blew Kakashi off for was way more badass. He just basically goes, I gotta go play shogi with the Tsuchikage. I'm like, holy shit. The fucking Tsuchikage just blew off all his own goddamn responsibilities to go play a game of shogi with Shikamaru. And then the game itself was actually kind of interesting, because the Tsuchikage is just sitting there, and we all know the Tsuchikage is actually wise, even though he's a bit of an ornery old ass. And he's sitting there, and he's griping, and he's sitting there deducing Shikamaru's silence and being like, I've won, don't you? And Shikamaru just beats his ass, puts down the final piece, and walks away, and Tsuchikage's like, no, you can't beat me and leave, come here. And Shikamaru just keeps going. And I think probably what my favorite part of this episode was, other than the interaction between Kakashi and Shikamaru, because like I said, actually, I don't know if I said. They're my top two favorite characters. So to see them interact one-on-one is always good. And, yeah, back to my favorite part. God, I'm mixing names up horribly right now, guys. I'm sorry. Shikamaru goes and visits the graves of both his father, and, of course, he goes and visits Asuma-sensei. And as he's sitting there visiting Asuma's grave, Kurenai, I believe it's Mirai, is Asuma's daughter's name. And the babysitter, which I don't remember the name, and I don't think I'll ever have a reason to care about it, comes up, and, you can see Shikamaru interacting with Mirai, and you can tell that he loves her, and Mirai openly says that she loves Shikamaru, and it was just a cute moment to see, because of all the suffering Shikamaru had to do with losing his father and Asuma. It was just touching to see how close of an interaction he'd built with his former sensei's daughter. I don't know, I like that. And that was definitely... I hope, by the way, I hope Mirai has a big part in the Boruto series. I hope she's a really big part of that, because she's got the Sarutobi name, and I don't know, I think she's just going to be a really cool character. But, I'll get into a speculation video about that one day. But it was definitely a heartwarming thing to see. And so basically, throughout the episode, Shikamaru has been investigating, or Shikamaru and Sai, I should say, along with Kakashi, who ordered the investigations of the Land of Silence, which is apparently a grave threat to the peace that the 4 great nations have established. Fuck, did I say 4 great nations? I think I'm thinking of Avatar. But yeah, they're gonna threaten the peace of the Allied Shinobi Force has created, and so the Hidden Leaf is investigating them, but they are investigating them without the knowledge or permission of the Allied Shinobi Force. So they're having to be very secretive about this, and they can't launch a full-scale investigation. So Shikamaru basically says, hey, Kakashi, give me 2 of your best Anbu, give me 2 Anbu members and I'll go. And he gets this big burly guy that can disguise their chakra from the enemy. And then he gets a 14-year-old girl with a really badass chakra needle, she called it. Basically, she just shoots this little beam out of her finger, Dragon Ball Z style, that just stuns an enemy or can kill it, I believe she said. It could be deadly. And, you know, that was a cool-ass power to see, for sure. And so, towards the end of the episode, Shikamaru is getting ready to leave after he's got his team all set up, and he runs into Naruto on his way out the village. And earlier on in the episode, Shikamaru says to Kakashi that the main reason I stay as Shinobi is so I can make sure Naruto achieves his goal of becoming Hokage. And at the end of the episode, before Shikamaru goes to the gates to go meet his team, he basically just lays it out for Naruto. He basically says, look, what you did in the war was amazing, but it's not enough. You need to keep training and keep doing missions, and you know, he goes, you will be the next Hokage. And that was definitely cool to see. Shikamaru basically just saying, look, get your shit together. You are going to do this one way or another. So that was, overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a very good setup for probably a very, very cool arc to come here in the future. And I hope it is that. I hope it's a cool, just very neat arc. Because one thing I like about Shikamaru is a lot of guys, you see them fight, and you see they have some kind of plan where they usually end up on top. But overall, they end up finishing it with some kind of cool power or some kind of thing like that. Sasuke will bust out of Susanoo, Naruto will go fucking Kurama Link mode and that kind of thing. But really, Shikamaru wins his fights on pure intellect. Like, I loved the Hidan versus Shikamaru fight where it looked like Shikamaru was going to get killed. I mean, it was not looking too good there for a moment. And basically, I'm like, alright, I believe it was Sai and Sakura that were coming to help Shikamaru. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, y'all need to hurry up. Shikamaru is not looking good. But then you find out Shikamaru tricked Hidan into stabbing himself with Kakuzu's blood. And, I mean, that was just a cool moment. And then later on in the fight, it looks like he's going to get beat again. But then he busts out his trap and blows Hidan into smithereens. And that was just, it's a really cool scene. And I love seeing things like that where Shikamaru didn't have any kind of all that impressive powers. All he did was, they used his shadows to hold the strings of paper bombs, and then he just released them. I mean, he didn't win that on his strength, he won that on his intellect, and I hope that's something we continue to see throughout this arc, and I'm sure it will be. Just on an unrelated note, I hope we get the Kakashi novel, or whatever it is. I hope we get to see that in the anime. And I'm sure we will, but, you know, I just wanted to get that out there and say that I hope we'll see it, because apparently apparently Kakashi has some kind of new version of the Chidori to use since he lost his Sharingan. And I, you know, of course I want to see that with Kakashi being their character. But I'm off topic. overall, I enjoyed this week's episode, and I think next week's episode and the week after that. I just think this arc is going to be one of the better arcs of the Naruto Shippuden series overall. Probably a bold statement, but I feel like it's going to be really, really good. And if you haven't seen it while you're watching this video, and if you have, let me know what you think down below. And I don't know if anyone's actually going to see this video, but if you do, and you liked it, give me a like and thumbs up. Like and thumbs up. Give me a like, a comment. If you want to, you can subscribe. That would be really awesome. I'd appreciate that. I will be doing a review of the new Naruto video. Hopefully a little less rambling than this every single week. And, along with speculations and things of that nature. So, if you want to see more from me, subscribe. And I hope I'll see you later. Bye, guys.